What's up everybody, it's Jeremiah here, and today I'm reacting to a video of Disney abandoned men, but now they want them back by the background NPC. Now, I don't know how in the ever-living world does Disney want men back, because weren't they pandering to women? Weren't they doing this all men bad, toxic masculinity is bad with all their movies? And now since their movie numbers have been completely dropped and all of their all their nonsense has completely just failed, now they want men back. But you whoa, but Disney, you said we're bad, but now you want us back? I got no comment for that. But all being said, let's check to the video.
Imagine spending billions of dollars to buy some of the most beloved heroes and stories in entertainment history, and then systematically destroying everything that made them loved in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, that has basically been a Disney strategy for the past decade or so, and now I guess they're finally starting to see the consequences of their actions, and they are shocked that a large portion of their male audience has completely disappeared. For decades, storytellers like George Lucas and Stan Lee created incredibly impactful empires, stories that were designed by and specifically targeted towards men, stories for men, stories that brought fathers and sons together, masculine characters who were strong, competent, and unapologetically heroic. The kind of men young boys dreamed of becoming. And these were not just movies or comics, they were cultural icons that shaped entire generations. Then Disney bought them, and slowly, methodically, they decided that everything men loved about these stories and characters was problematic. Now, somehow, these same executives are sitting in boardrooms asking, where did all the young men go? Let's just be honest here. If they are being this open about it, it is probably safe to assume they are not just seeing a lack of interest from the Gen Zs. It's clearly men of all ages, but please do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Before we dive into everything today, I just want to be super clear. Of course, women can and do love these stories and characters too. I'm one of them. But today we are talking about why men in particular have walked away from franchises their fathers and grandfathers loved, and why they're not going to come back, not as long as the people in charge fundamentally despise what they represent. Starting with the Variety article, yes, you heard that right, Variety article, that has kicked all of this off. This problem has been festering for years, but Disney is finally admitting the quiet part out loud. They have lost a big portion of their male audience, and now they want to create new IP specifically for them. But that is going to be quite the uphill battle, especially when you take a look at their track record. Let's start with the complete deconstruction, mockery, disrespect, and total assassination of beloved male characters. An easy jumping off point is Luke Skywalker, the literal embodiment of hope.
Now, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but once I'm seeing this of Luke Skywalker, bro, man, y'all just ruined him. I just ran him to the grave, bro. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm not a Star Wars type of guy. More of a Marvel person, but again, not a Star Wars type of guy. But it's just that your iconic character that was booming through the 80s. Like, I don't know when Star Wars came out. The first Star Wars movies came out. But the 80s, 90s, 2000s, like, Luke Skywalker is the pinnacle of just Star Wars in general. And yet you demote him to this? That's a shameful thing to do. That is shameful. That is disrespectful to the guy that made Star Wars what it is. Like, it's great. And I had a class, and like, I think yesterday I had a class on world cinema. Like, it was the scene between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in like the Death Star, I think. Like, the scene where Darth Vader like, come join me, son, and like Luke's like, nah. Like, you betrayed the people who made you, who trained you, who loved you. You betrayed them. What? No, I ain't gonna join you, bruh. Never.
Turned into a bitter, disillusioned hermit who abandons his mission. Han Solo, the heart of gold smuggler who became a deadbeat dad and who walked out on his family. Indiana Jones, because I guess Harrison Ford just can't catch a break. Once clever, bold, resourceful, now a bumbling old man getting upstaged by his condescending goddaughter. Thor went from a noble warrior to a
Oh, Thor. In that movie, he just got replaced, man, by Jane Foster. He just got replaced, to be honest with you.
Complete joke. So much so that Chris Hemsworth actually regrets how he played this role. The Hulk. No longer
Unforgivable. What they did to the Hulk was unforgivable. It was unforgivable. I missed it. My favorite Hulk was oh 08 Hulk. Really, and I think the most like the best one is 03 Hulk, which I actually kind of agree. But mix of 03 with the oh 08, you got a comic book Hulk right there. But what they did to the Hulk, bro, utter shamefulness, utter disrespect for the character that we freaking love, bro. They made the Hulk this ravaging gamma radiation beast into some. Hey guys, you know, eh, well we have to do some like, bro. Give us. We don't want Smart Hulk. Give us the Hulk that we want back, bro. Give us this Hulk. Give us the oh 08 Hulk. Give us the oh 03 Hulk. Not the Smart Hulk. I don't like the Small Hulk. I don't like the Small Hulk. For real, I don't like him. I really don't like him. He's trash. Utter trash.
Age incarnate, but now a green Instagram influencer dabbing and taking selfies. I laugh, but it's actually really sad because over and over we have seen the heroic male archetypes be dismantled and humiliated, with their strength reframed as some type of flaw or their competence as ignorance. But that is only half the story here. Disney didn't stop at just ruining these iconic heroes. They then proceeded to replace them with female leads, brought to life with terrible writing and supplemented with all the girl boss messaging. Now, our Marvel and Star Wars leads consist of Captain Marvel, who lectures and looks down at everyone; She-Hulk, who sneers at both the audience and the story she's in; Rey, the most bland, boring vanilla character there ever was; Ironheart, monologuing about
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I want to make something iconic. Shawty, please. The most iconic about you is that, I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't like, bro. Who the hell cares, bro? To be honest with you, who cares? You made a deal with the devil, anyways. Do you think people are gonna relate to you with that? When dudes create female characters, I mean, yeah, they would have good writing, of course. Yeah, writing has to be spot on. But when dudes create like badass female characters, the characters are legitly badass. The female characters are badass, bro. Like they rock. They absolutely rock. No joke. They do crazy stuff. No joke. And they do like some significant part in the legit movie or in the story. But when females create female characters, it's just bland. I'm not saying all females do that. I'm not saying all females do that. But it's like when you see the cast, I mean not the cast, when you see like the writing team, it's like it's saying something.
Tony Stark's privilege, and basically the entire Acolyte cast who spent entire episodes
That's a joke.
explaining why the Jedi are problematic. Gee, I wonder why this Star Wars show was canceled. The list goes on and on, and it is no accident. Disney has been extremely intentional about all of this. It is the result of a modern ideology that says traditional masculine heroes and the values that they represent are inherently wrong and oppressive. And to get even more specific, these changes were not about inclusion or diversity at all. It was about rejection of men, of masculinity, of masculine strength, of men being leaders, intelligent, honorable, competitive. Do you remember the Force is Female campaign from Kathleen Kennedy? These creators hate the very things that made men fall in love with these stories in the first place, and you cannot create something meaningful for an audience you despise. Men, and let's be honest, women too, appreciate beauty. That is now seen as shallow. They love competition, where there are actual winners and losers. That's toxic. They want to see characters who earn technical mastery through struggle. That's boring. What about stories with clear moral conflicts, where objective good can triumph over objective evil? Well, that is too simplistic and way too traditional. What about the desire for adventure, to protect the innocent, to honor codes and brotherhood forged through shared struggle? It's all problematic. It all needs to be fixed. Disney did not update the formula for good. They declared war on it, and then they acted surprised when the audience left. But Disney was not alone. The gaming industry joined in too. Games
Oh, she's absolutely right. When the same type of people hit the games, bro. You have your Concord, you have your Marathon, you have yo, it's funny, man. Even some stuff at the GameCon, like in the GameCon live stream, yeah, most of the games were just it was boring. And I'm not boring, it's just eh.
like Call of Duty needed to be more inclusive and inherently less masculine. The Last of Us Part 2 killed off the father figure of a
Ooh,
generation and framed his protective
that
instincts
yeah.
as wrong. Star Wars games stopped being about power fantasies for players and started to feel more like lectures. The Battlefield series has faced many issues, if we're being honest, but Battlefield 5 specifically ditched historical accuracy for representation. Ghost of Yotei, replacing our beloved Jin Sakai with a
And Ghosts and Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
you guessed it, female lead. We see the same pattern everywhere, and the results speak for themselves. Star Wars Outlaws greatly underperformed. EA's Battlefield sales took a dive. The Marvels had the worst MCU opening ever. Indiana Jones was a financial flop. Star Wars films have been in a theatrical drought for years. Numerous gaming studios are being shut down, experiencing mass layoffs, or hemorrhaging millions internationally.
And to get on her point, the reason why this is happening because they're just pandering to the minority of people and abandoning the majority of people. If you don't sell to to the majority of people, you're gonna lose the majority of money that you are going to create. For real, all this pandering stuff, nonsense. You're gonna lose like 90 to 95%, not 90 95%, but a lot of money from the games that you want or the movies that you want to do. Heck, even TV shows as well. Like, stop with it. No one wants to watch this. The majority of people around the world don't want to watch this. They just don't want to watch. They don't want to play these types of games. They don't want to watch these types of movies or shows about pandering woke nonsense. No one wants to see. No one wants to see it. No one wants to play those type of games of it. No one. And you have massive layoffs, firings, layoffs because you're making trash. You're making stuff that no one wants to play. You're making shows and movies that no one wants to watch. Like, it's not rocket science. It's just simple. This is simple marketing. If you don't sell to the majority of people, you're not gonna get the majority of revenue, such profits, such money that you're gonna get from the majority of the people. That's just business 101. That's just marketing 101. It sucks, but hey, that's how it is.
Markets are rejecting updated content. They told us that it was about inclusion, about making content that everybody could enjoy. But where is everyone now? These companies have left
Gone.
billions on the table because they cared more about sending a message than respecting their core audience. Because this was never about everyone. It was about taking things that were created with a male audience in mind, things that they loved, that they built identities around, and completely destroying them, while scorning the
Yep.
very people who made them successful. And when the fans said,
Absolutely.
"Whoa, wait, what are you doing?" they were told that they weren't needed, that they were toxic, immature, all the S. It's truly a really gross cycle. Spending our money to destroy what we love and then demanding we be grateful for the privilege of participating. And this goes back
It's a
to
slap
what
in
I
the
was
face.
saying before about how you do not see this going both ways. I mean, can you imagine if men did this to things that women love?
If we did the same thing, it would be hectic in the streets. You men can't do this. This is our stuff. You cannot, like, bro. So you have the right to do it to us, and when we complain, y'all saying it's toxic. But when we do, if God forbid, if we do the same thing to you, then it's a huge problem. You see the double standard here?
They took romance novels and said, you know what Pride and Prejudice really needs? More explosions and less emotional vulnerability. If they decided that The Sims needed more combat mechanics. If they looked at Barbie and said, yeah, this sisterhood and friendship stuff is way too exclusive. Time for some military training.
Exactly.
That would be ridiculous, right? And the outrage would be immediate and justified. But somehow it is fine to do stuff like this to franchises and characters that men have built connections around for decades. And like I said at the start, franchises that lots of women already enjoyed. What makes this so sad is this is not just about grown men feeling angry or disappointed. This is about young boys growing up without heroes they can relate to, about fathers who can't share their childhood favorites with their sons, about an entire generation learning that there is something wrong with wanting to be strong men who are protective and heroic. That is not progress. That's a tragedy. But while all of this has been a bit doom and gloom, here is what gives me hope. While Disney and the other major studios were busy alienating their male audience, other creators remembered something important. There is nothing wrong with making things that men love. Top Gun: Maverick made no apologies, just a competent, skilled, emotionally grounded man doing what he's great at. $1.5 billion at the box office. John Wick, a man with a code, loyalty, loss, justice, just pure masculine storytelling that treats its protagonist and its audience with respect. Warhammer 40,000 makes no apology for being masculine, gritty, gory, and bold, and it fully leans into all of it. And I can safely say this is not a game for me. And you know what? That is a good thing. Helldivers 2 has seen insane success, and it's a game that celebrates brotherhood, sacrifice, and purpose. Now, I have talked about my love of Eastern developers at length at this point, but again, titles like Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, and so many others are fearless about appealing to their audience and also thriving because of it. These creators get something Disney forgot. There is beauty and financial success in making something specifically for your male audience by targeting them directly. I mean, that is just common business sense, right? I mean, it doesn't mean women can't also enjoy it, but men deserve to have entertainment that speaks to the things they like, their nature, their struggles, and their aspirations. If you're trying to win back men, the success formula is not complicated. Respect your core audience. Don't apologize for masculine themes. Create male characters who are leaders and competent and heroic. Have all the beautiful women, and trust that compelling characters and good stories will find broader audiences naturally, as they always have. When you create something with love instead of contempt, audiences feel it. When you celebrate masculinity instead of deconstructing it, men respond. It is not complicated, it just requires basic respect. At the end of the day, this is not just about entertainment. This is about the kind of culture we're building for ourselves and future generations. For over a decade, we have been told that masculine interests are somehow selfish or by default exclusionary. And by taking these iconic franchises and doing everything to them that we've talked about today, that is a big reason why men of all ages are walking away. We need more creators who celebrate their male audience, who see masculine virtues as something to highlight, not cure. And we need to understand that for everyone usually means for no one. So Disney asked where the men went. Here's your answer. They went where they felt respected. They went where their preferences weren't treated as problems to solve. They went where having heroic male leads was not something that needed a constant apology. And I think the damage really has been done at this point, but if Disney really wants to try and fix this issue, they're gonna have to eat a big ol' slice of humble pie, because it requires admitting that what they have been doing is wrong. And they're going to have to repeatedly create new content that's actually, you know, good. The roadmap does exist. Other studios and developers are proving that it works. You just have to be willing to respect the men who made your franchises valuable in the first place and start building things for them.
Again, shout outs to the background NPC for this video. Yeah. It's all you have to sell it to your core audience, because you're wondering, oh, where the men have gone. We're going where we're respected. You just disrespecting us in the movies that you're making. We're not gonna watch it. We're just gonna be like, oh, like why are you coming at us for it? So we just move, and you wondering, oh shoot, where all the dudes gone? Like this, you don't have this character. No, it's not gonna work. In games as well, and in video games as well, you attack masculine roles, good leaders as toxic masculinity. That's too toxic. Oh, he's a misogynist. Like, where did this come from? I think it's just this whole thing of we hate all men aspect of it. And when you have activists in movies, activists behind the cameras and behind like being the producers and the directors, plus activists in the game designs, in the game stuff, it's just like, bro, you're not gonna make money. You're not going to make this huge money. You're gonna lose money, and guess what? It's gonna, as she says, it leads to layoffs. It leads to firings. It leads to studios shutting down. Like, come on, man. It's not rocket science. It's simple marketing, simple business. And they're just making it as if it's just some complex thing that they need to get men back. Like, bro, it's not that hard. Just make a good character, male masculine character that shows leadership, like, Captain America. Heck, Thor even. Like Thor Dark World, and Thor Ragnarok. Great movie, by the way. Thor Ragnarok. Like, yeah, a dude can have flaws, but in time, he has different like Iron Man. The dude was this Richie Snob dude. Like, he was prideful, but as soon as time went on, as he worked on the team, and later then, like, he lost, like, Infinity War and Endgame War. Dude, and remember in Avengers, Captain America said, you're not the type of guy who make the sacrificial play. In Endgame, he did that. He took that to heart, and guess what? He made the sacrificial play. It cost him dying, but guess what? That didn't matter. He took on the sacrificial role. That's what I see when I see dudes, when I see like that type of aspect in, like, masculine, like, movies, like stuff like that, like Avengers and stuff like that. Like, I see myself through those characters. I see myself. I don't care the skin color. I don't care the race. I see myself as those type of characters, making that sacrificial play, making that crucial moment in the film that it's game changing. That's what gets men to be so loving about these types of characters, or loving about these types of movies. We see ourselves as those characters. We see ourselves as those characters in video games as well. We see ourselves becoming those characters, my phone dropped. We see ourselves becoming those characters, doing the things that those characters are doing not in like real life, but sure in real life, but in that scene, in that moment. That's what draws us to, the Captain Americas, the Iron Mans, the Thors, the Hawkeyes, the Doctor Stranges, the Black Panthers, especially Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. It gets to us, man. We become those characters. Even anime does this perfectly. Goku, Naruto, Luffy, Ichigo, some new gens as well, like Tanjiro. I forgot the character from JJK, the main character. Shoot, I forgot about it. But Asta from Black Clover. We see ourselves as those characters. We see ourselves as characters doing the things that we need to do. As guys, that we need to make the sacrificial play to save the ones that we love. So again, sorry for the rant, but it was justified. But so shout outs again for the background NPC for this video. The original video will be linked in the description down below. Follow me on all the socials. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications. I'll get you posted up to date and everything. With that being said, this is Jeremiah. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Repent and be saved. I'm out. Peace.